Howdy friends, Tulio here behind the wheel, and I'm in the northeast part of Colorado Springs, actually in a segment of Colorado Springs called Briargate. Briargate is considered a pretty desirable part of Colorado Springs. Number one, because it's got a very highly rated school district. Now I'm going to show you a really neat subdivision here that's super unique. Kind of feels like you're in the country here, okay? We're in what's called Falcon Estates, okay? Falcon Estates is pretty uncommon because, as you can see, each house in this area has some land that goes with it. Very common lot sizes throughout Colorado Springs would be about 6,000 to about 10,000 square feet. That's really not very big by many people's standards. This neighborhood, almost everybody gets an acre. Some people scored as many as 2 acres with their homes. So quite a bit different. Has a kind of a bit of a country feel. If you live out here, you got a riding lawnmower. They don't come with a house, but you pretty much have to have a riding lawnmower when you live in Falcon Estates. A bit of a spread in the ages, but the neighborhood was really built from the 1960s through the 1970s. Every once in a while, you'll see a house that's newer where there was just a holdout who, owned some land, and then they decided to build later, or they bought 2 lots, and then they sold a lot to a relative, and then they built that house in the 1990s or so. So you'll see a bit of a mix, but for the most part, it's gonna be 60s and 70s builds. Where there are trees, they're going to be very mature trees. You will see, since people have bigger lots in here, it's not uncommon to have outbuildings, RV garages, shops, stuff like that behind houses or on the side of the houses. And Falcon Estates is kind of interesting because it's in, like, I would say 3 different pods, or 3 different, let's call it filings. There's one that's further to the west that's actually behind the Home Depot, and there's people that don't even know that exists over there. And then this one's in the middle, okay? So it is to the east of Academy Boulevard and to the west of Union Boulevard. And then there's a third aspect of it that would be the most east segment of Falcon Estates that is on the east side of Union Boulevard. So it's really divided up. This is the more prominent one that's seen the most because it's sandwiched between a couple of the most busy streets, in the northern area between Union and Academy. But as you can see, we've got a good mix of homes too. You will mostly see ranchers and 2-stories, but because of the era they got built, every now and then you'll see a bi-level or a tri-level in here. One thing that's kind of neat about here as well is that there's like no 2 homes that are the same. There is a real big mix. When this neighborhood came about, because of the larger parcels and everything, it was a highly coveted area. People, for the most part, had like a custom builder do their homes for them back then. These people that I just drove by, they have a corral. Not uncommon to see folk with horses in this area. Often when you think about having a property where you can have horses, you're going to think further north and further east. Black Forest, where people traditionally have 5+ acres. But this is one of those little neighborhoods that people have horses in. And they might just have one, but because of, if you look at this corner lot, pretty big spread here, tall fence, tall split rail. I see the electric wire running through it. Neighborhoods like this would allow one to have, say, a single horse. Got a big barn on their property. I just think that's kind of neat when you see these types of neighborhoods that just you wouldn't expect in Colorado Springs. I'm going to do a little turnaround here and just show you a house that almost doesn't fit because it's just very modern compared to the other ones that were truly built in the 60s and 70s. So someone either held out or scraped an older home and built this home right there that's in the camera frame. And that house might have been built in the late 90s, early 2000s, but really pretty home. They have a huge, like, double RV garage behind it. It's one of those neighborhoods that when you drive by, I know because I've lived here a long time, I always think to myself, that would sure be cool to have, say, a modern home in a neighborhood like that with that type of land in the middle of town. Because you have a country feel, but you're not in the country. Here's another home off to the right that is a bit more of a modern home, probably built in the late 1990s, early 2000s. Easily on an acre, maybe an acre plus. I'm driving slow and I just got past. That happens when you're making movies. So that was a glimpse at the middle filing, I'm going to call it, of Falcon Estates in Briargate, School District 20. Neat place to live because of the type of land, the type of size of land, the type of lot sizes that you score in Falcon Estates. So my friends, if you like these videos and learning about different neighborhoods in Colorado Springs, make sure to follow, like, or subscribe, and I'll keep bringing you more. I'll see you soon.